Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome to Planet Zoo. We're going to start with a basic entrance in the Southwest in America somewhere. We're going to be in the desert. We're going to call it Zoo Africa. And I'm going to spend the next couple hours designing and building to see if I can turn this thing into a zoo. Let's take a look at how this zoo has grown and some of my positives and some of my negatives. You know, designing a zoo is challenging if you're not a design person. I love design. I'm just not good at it. I tend to end up with flat, square, or rectangle habitats. For me to get creative, I give it some curved walls. It's terrible. I've seen some people's zoos in this game that are absolutely amazing, tunnels and overpasses and staircases and all kinds of just such creativity. It blows me away. And if you think of zoos like the San Diego Zoo, which is on a mountain, everything is steep. It's just the opposite of this. So, but flat is easy. And so, I'm torn a bit, really, between wanting to do my own thing and downloading other people's creations and just be a zoo manager, which is kind of what I want to be. But let's take a look at what I've got so far. So left side, ATM machine, a donation box. Someone tipped over the trash can, so my janitor I probably need to hire another janitor. So things are popping. I mean, it's busy here. So we've got African-themed buildings. This is an information booth. I'm surprised people are standing in line for information, but they are. That's the bathroom. These are just, wow, look at that. I have not taken a look at this for a little while, so I need some maintenance going on. Okay, so on this side, this is what I'm probably most proud of because this was 90% custom. So I started off with a sign that said African Adventures, and I changed the wording to Zoo Africa and added all these plants. Also extended the wall all the way to the fence, the barrier, the border of the park. So it's just meant to be a welcoming, hey, Zoo Africa. Also put in this really cool African fence, and behind, and what I'll show you is behind this fence is the facilities for the staff. And so I people don't want to see that, but I also wanted it to be close. So that is pretty cool. So we will come back down here at kind of people's height and just, whoa, sorry, I keep hitting the wrong button there, wrong key. So I have to keep looking at the keys. It's kind of new going up, down. So here I put an arrow on the wall just to let people know, yes, you're going in the right direction. And we're headed into the zoo. So here is where this is a staff only. What's cool about Planet Zoo is that they have staff pathways that if you put them in, people will not use. So my intention of the staff area was that it would seem like a little village. So I went ahead and put plants and a lot of cactus and a lot of African-themed African plants. And so all these, and it just kind of has a feel of this little village, and that's what I wanted it to be like. And you can go into these buildings and see actually what's going on. Right now, nobody working in there, but you can actually see what's in these buildings, which is very cool. A lot of science going on there. So all the important buildings are here, one for each purpose. We got quarantines. This is the staff hangout. I'll show you that too because it's kind of cool. So staff hangout, we have Xbox, TV, refrigerator, lockers, dartboard, snacks, kitchen, just a hangout. So kind of cool. So you have to have that and hire all your staff and all that. And on the way out, so that's the entrance again. Over here is kind of the entrance, the staff entrance to the elephant section. So that's where they come in, is through that fence there. But let's head back out to the main. Whew. Sorry, terrible at driving this thing. So, okay. This direction is the staff entrance to the meerkat and aardvark display. So it turns out that, I mean, there's a lot of balancing. This game's all about balance. So we'll stay up here, comfortably floating above. So the first habitat I put in was the meerkats and aardvark, thinking pretty easy. Now, aardvark and meerkats can live together, and so that's why I did that. Only have to have one habitat for two different animals, and people seem to love them, and they are super cute. But there's a lot of balance. I mean, I'm constantly getting these, my animals are stressed, low welfare, and I mean, it's just nonstop. And and I'm thinking, man, when I get this zoo going and I've got dozens or hundreds of animals and creatures and things to take care of, it could be a little overwhelming, I'm thinking, because just staying here and taking care of the needs of these few animals is kind of a constant. So turns out the aardvarks are shy, so I had to put in corrugated metal fencing around the back and the sides here. People want to be able to see them, so I have chain link fence in the front, but also built these little hills. And once I did that, they were a little bit happier. So you have to have the correct kind of water and food bowls or plates or trays. You also have to have the proper amount and type of what they call enrichment, either for food or play. And so once you do that, you can keep them happy. So also, when you're building a habitat, you have to balance out the grass, the soil, the rock, the sand, and the snow, depending on the animal. So with two animals, aardvark and the meerkats, there were slightly different needs. And so I had to get those balanced just right so they're happy with what's here. So that's kind of cool. But as you can see, we were getting some social errors, social warnings. Basically, they're saying, hey, there's too many adults in the animal social group. So they only like to have one of each. And so probably what happened was one of the juveniles grew up. So we have two females and one male. So we can get rid of probably the oldest female. And we can, let's see, can I not release to wild? I'm going to go ahead and do the young one because I can release it to wild. And I get conservation points for that. So conservation points, even though I'm playing in sandbox mode. Kind of one of the cool things about Planet Zoo is they teach you some things about conservation, and it's a good thing to raise animals and then release them to the wild to increase the population. And you get more points if they are endangered, things like that. So that part of the game is really cool. Now, I chose to play in sandbox mode just because I didn't want to deal with, there's enough to deal with. I didn't want to deal with the money and having to build so slow, waiting for you to have money. So I kind of am under the guise, under the storyline that I have unlimited funds. Who knows why, but that's not a problem. It's still enough work. I mean, obviously, all I have is a couple elephants and meerkats and aardvark to start with, and I'm already having some problems. And so, and I have some protesters. So anytime you have protesters, that means they are not happy that the animals are having some problems. So let's just check again. Look at our social thing. Looks like it's fine now. So it's probably meerkat. So these were all. That was an aardvark. And so aardvark can only have a few. And it's good to keep a notebook. So I have a notebook for my zoo. I love the research part of it. So cool. It's so much more than just a game. So I have a notebook with notes on all the animals. So I can refer to that. There we go. I'm looking for a meerkat. Also, you can turn on the camera mode, which is really cool. It's kind of fun to follow an animal and see what they do during the day. And It just makes it a lot of fun, especially fun once you start doing like the tigers and the bigger animals, the cheetahs, and you can check out what's going on there. So he's drinking out of the water bowl. And so what I want to do is check on the welfare of the meerkats as well. So terrain, oh, see, so something happened there. We're a little bit off. So they would like some more soil and sand. So it looks like I have plenty of short grass. So what you do is you go to terrain and paint. And so I need to paint over the short grass, if I can find some, not long grass, with soil until this is all balanced. So I need a little bit more sand. So I still have plenty of short grass. So we want to make sure we don't go over the long grass. Just enough. And then, of course, we're going to have to go check our... there we go. Now we have to check... Okay, let's go ahead and continue this. Okay, social. Why? Why? I don't really know. Oh, we have... Oh, expecting... that just means expecting a baby, so that's cool. And they're bonded with another... So I don't want to get rid of her. But why is it... why are they socially... Animal has severe social... But it doesn't tell me why. So, looking through everything else looks fine, but socially not happy. So that's when I'm going to have to refer to my notes and see, let's view all the species. That's the one that's going to have a baby. We've got some that aren't doing so well. It looks like their welfare is not good. And I think they can, this group, I think can have like up to 21 or something animals. So let's look through my notes and find out. So meerkats, 2 to 30 in the group size, 2 to 30. So that's definitely not a problem. So why they're having a social welfare issue, I don't really know. So that's great question. So a little more research is necessary to figure out why socially. I mean, there's enough that the protesters are here. So this one really low on social welfare. Let's go ahead and find him. I should zoom right to him and then click camera. Let's see what he's doing. What's his problem? He's just chilling. So let's see what we got under him. Social. Maybe I'll get more stress. Animals distressed and trying to hide. Okay, well, obviously he's hiding. So what does that mean? Does that mean we need more hiding places? So what I can do is I can go to habitat and look at the shelters and probably some kind of hidey hole here. So what I want to do is hide. There we go. These animal burrows. I thought I had enough all over the place, but if he's trying to hide and he doesn't think there's enough places to hide, let's give him more places to hide. I mean, there's plenty. There should be enough for everybody to have their own, but let's just pepper the place. I mean, they are meerkats, and they like to be underground, and apparently some of them are stressed when they can't hide. So I don't know. It doesn't let me put them everywhere, so I'm looking for a place where it turns. There we go. I saw a place right there on top. So also I can press Z and rotate so they're not all facing the same direction. So, interesting that I can't put them everywhere, but there's a few. So there's a few new ones. All right. Also have some staff alerts. I need to deal with that as well. And it says the mechanic cannot get to this habitat. That could be just because I haven't set up his work zone. So there's just a lot. There's a lot. So I just wanted to give you an update. I've got things to work on. I'm not going to bore you with that stuff, but that is Zoo Africa, and going to be adding on a little at a time and trying to change these rectangular flat habitats. I've got to get better at that. And that's something I can work on once your animals are balanced and healthy and happy. Then you can maybe do some tweaking on the terrain, for example. So I'm happy with my little staff village. I'm happy with my sign. I'm okay with my meerkat and aardvark habitat. Don't love the elephant one, but I just put that in. So going to be working on that. It took me a while to get this elevated, to figure out how to do the elevated viewing platform. Oh, and one of the first mistakes I made, it said I could use a rated 4 wall, so I chose a glass wall, and the elephants just crashed right through the glass and escaped and chased everybody. So that was fun. So I had to go back and put concrete in. But you'll find that over time, I can see over here, there's an example. Over time, walls, even concrete, starts to degrade, and you have to have a mechanic available to come around and work on all these maintenance issues. So it is, if you like this kind of game, man, there is plenty to do. This is just the tip of the iceberg, just getting started. There's so many more animals, and there's also exhibits, snakes and spiders and things like that. So, and I want this to all be Africa themed. So, and the goal is to keep this zoo for a long time. I've done this game before, but kind of gave up. Just, I don't know why. Moved on to new games, new things. But I would like to have a franchise of zoos, and this one is Zoo Africa, and then I'll have, and this is in North America, so it's in a desert region of North America. Probably New Mexico, Arizona, something like that. But I'd like to have additional zoos that represent every continent, and the animals in those zoos will be specific to that continent, as will be the plants. So there goes some balloons. People are constantly letting go of their balloons, which I think are, where to go? Let me see if I can zoom in on it. I don't think I can click on it. No, I popped it. So, whoops. All right. Anyway, come back again and visit Zoo Africa as it progresses and grows. And if you're interested, you can pick this game up on Steam. It is super fun. All kinds of additional add-ons with new animals, new challenges, and scenarios, things like that. So I will keep working on this thing and touch base with you later. For now, though, from Zoo Africa, Mr. Johns is out.